schedule. Go live. Pop out chat. Minimize this. Come over here. Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This is another Midnight Madness episode. These are maybe 3 times a week, depending on the response. Tonight, we're continuing the continuing saga of the Cyclistic Bikeshare dataset. Well, you know, the well-worn path of the Google Capstone project and stuff like that. We're going to do things. The problem we're still having is combining the files into a single data frame and getting the right number. I'm going to show you 2 ways. I'm going to show you what I call the easy way, or the Unix way, or the hard way, which is the Python way, because of the existing Python script I have multiplied the rows by literally like a million. We went from 5 million rows to like 50 million rows, which I don't understand. So we're going to do it the easy way first. Then we're going to go over to ChatGPT and say, hey, give us three different ways that we can import this data and create a data frame from it. So first of all, let's just do it the hard way first, or the easy way first. Now, the WC command means word count or line count. -L means count the number of lines. Now, if you run Linux or Mac OS or any form of Unix, you have this command as part of the standard Unix text processing tools from the command line. If you run our program and you have our tools installed, you have this program, as well as other tools like awk, get, and set. Okay, and if you go out and you search for get for Windows and you download that, somewhere buried inside of one of those get subdirectories, you also have these same tools. Okay, so if we're going to start out getting the word count for all the rows. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here's our magic number for this evening, okay? See, this is what the existing script's doing for us there. There's the magic number. So what do? We're going to come over here, bike rides to, you can name it anything else besides DB. And this right here was actually the first file in the sequence, in the series, okay? So now, if we come over here like this, we do grep v and we decide, let's do this. So there's our first column. So if we come over like this, and do, and we did, you got that. But the thing is, in the other 11 files, we only want the rows that do not have right ID in them. So how do we do that then? You do that with the -v. All right. So we want to go out, pull all the rows from the 11 files, the 11 CSV files that do not have right ID in them, and append them to the end of the our right ID file, okay? So we're going to say double pipe means append. So we're only going to pull out the rows. The 11 files does not have right ID in them. So that means we're going to append it to the existing file. I know this is necessary. Okay, now we're going to do this. Let's check our magic number. Now, why does this have one more row, right? Or is it one more row? Or am I making myself smarter than I really am? There's 10 more rows. Did I do something wrong here? Let's search for this, because why do we got extra rows for? Oh no. Hang on here. Okay, I outsmarted myself. I just appended all the data onto the end. Oh no. Okay, in theory it should work, but we had exactly 10 more rows than you expect. I would expect 11 more rows. One for each file, if anything. What we have to do is come back. Oh, did I by chance save that file? So I have to come back over here then. Pardon me a minute while pardon my slip. Let's try this. Home for data science. I'm not sure if this is really a true app or it's like a wrapper for the website or something like that. It's interesting that we got exactly 10 rows. So while we're doing that, let's come up here. Is there any other? All right. Let's go over here. See, we got over here as far as directories. Make sure there's nothing else down here we need. No, okay, so we can close that. While we're waiting for our data to download, okay, we'll come back over here to ChatGPT. You notice the activation notice. Well, you'll keep getting that, I think, forever, and you'll never have to really. They'll never force you. As far as I can know, they'll never force you to get. Can't spell. All right. This is going to take a moment to download. I'm going to come down here and do a this is data. Number two, I just add some documentation here, shall we? and the third method. I don't think that's the second method. Let's see some here. And this is data. And let's get our third method now. So this method you can do with large numbers of files when you need to filter files by a pattern. That's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Not quite sure what that means. Now I need to come back and check this up here. Okay, good. So this one here makes sure that the path it's only put in CSV files. So if I had to rename one of the files DB, it would not pull them in. So that's this is just sort of a sanity check. That's what I describe it as. What we could do is time being. What are those things? I don't understand where those there come from. That's really kind of strange. What's interesting is those files I deleted aren't. Well, you know what? You know why they're not there? Because I use a shell prompt rather than doing it from the inside of the rather than doing the delete from inside of Windows. Expected update frequency? Never. So did that thing actually download? Now this time, we're going to keep the archive file just in case we have another slip up like we did before. So I'll meditate on why we got 10 extra rows in our cat function or in our grip function. Yeah, it was almost acting if it didn't actually remove the header rows. So we'll move these, but we'll keep the archive there. And it's just about a gigabyte worth of data. And there's our 12 files back again. So now we can come over here. Take a look at these three things over here. We don't actually need that there, of course, do we? So let's run this. Let's activate the correct environment. Now, it also takes longer to run the first time, because it has to be imported into your environment somehow, or into the back end of VS Code. Now this should work also simply because it's looking for a CSV file. All these use CSV, interesting enough. So therefore you shouldn't actually have to check it. But this is a little sanity check. $74 million rows. Let's do a preview. Okay. I don't understand that. I just do not understand it. It's someone's asking if it's reading them more than twice or something like that. We have to go back to the Unix method. Huh. I don't understand why it's getting 74 million. If you have any idea, by all means, you know, stop by the chat, let me know. Or either that, or you can, or either that, or you could drop a comment below. Okay. You notice what's doing here? It's creating a Jupyter notebook. That's because the at the top up here. I told it to use a Python Jupyter. So therefore it's going to create an HTML document, but it's also creating a Jupyter notebook, which is okay. Let it slide. So will any of these three methods get it right? Hopefully one of them will get it correct. Cell 3 or 4, so we're getting close. You know, it probably never hurts to say, hey, give me 3 examples. You know, just to make sure we got ourselves covered here. Next, we want to, once we get the correct import number, okay, we want to remove the rows that are missing starting stitching on node. Those are not NAs; those are simply empty blank text fields. Okay, but we want to check to make sure for blanks and for NA, just to make sure we're not overlooking something here. And hopefully, with the next 30 minutes, we'll actually be able to get this cleaned down a little bit. Notice I did activate the Cyclistic Bikeshare, which is kind of odd because it's actually activated in the shell. Hopefully, one of these 3 will get it correct. We know the first one's wrong, so we should have just deleted that. I don't know a lot of really good Python programmers. Actually, I don't know a lot of Python programmers. But, well, that's not true. We know. I know well, their course is the guy formerly known as Medallion Stallion. I should have went and eliminated the first one because we know it's wrong. This is getting close. I do not understand that. I just do not understand that. Well, yeah, I'm almost tempted to just go with the other method, even though it doesn't work right. At least we know we're close. At least we know we're within 10 rows out of 4 million. No. Yeah, but that's not going to make it. Wait a minute. Shouldn't CSV? Okay. I mean, if you're doing re-CSV, it should assume that each file has a you know has a I mean, if I'm using read underscore CSV, it should assume that each file has a header. Okay. So let's come back over here. Let's just take all these here. We can always come back and recreate them if we want to, because they're recorded. Yeah, so this shouldn't make any difference. I should have been doing a dim rather than a size, maybe. Because maybe size is the wrong command. Yeah. Maybe size counts the bytes or something like that. I could have just been counting the wrong thing. Oh wow. I could have been dead. We could have been wrong all along. Return 50. 50 total. How much? Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I should have been doing a dimension. Oh, this is embarrassing. I should have known that Python can't be wrong. I should have known that ChatGPT was right all along. So dimension is a much better function. I should have been doing a dim. All the time I spent the other night and tonight, the first 45 minutes, and it was my fault because I was doing a size rather than a dimension. So you see, I always say that my streams are always live. I mean, there's no editing. There's no on the recording, I go back and edit out the mistakes. Everything, all the warts are there. Now the fact that all three methods gave us the same total size is a good sign. That means that all three methods actually worked. So if you're out there, I'd appreciate a little bit of a pity party right now, just to give me a little pat on the back, say it's going to be okay. Also, up in the left-hand corner, I think it is, there should be a viewer count, okay? Hey, thanks for the kind words. I don't know if you've been following this session tonight, but I was trying to get it to combine 12 files. Well, I kept getting the wrong answer. I tried 3 times. I got the same wrong answer 3 times. Well, what the problem was, I was using size instead of shape. And size is sort of like the total count of all the words or something like that, or all the characters in the database. So I had 74 million rather than say 5 million. I should have asked that. What the devil's going on here? So finally I realized, it's like, oh crap, I meant to use a shape but not a size. So ChatGPT was right all along. If you go back later and check the first parts of the video, you see I actually used the Unix commands to try to accomplish the same thing by combining CSV files. I'm using mini Anaconda, by the way, VS Code, obviously. The data is the Cyclistic Bikeshare dataset from Kaggle. The larger version, the 100 meg file worth. Actually, the files come to about 9/10 of a gigabyte, so it's actually quite a big thing. I actually imported all 12 of the files into Excel using Power Query. It was pretty doggone slow, mind you. Oh, and I'm also using Quarto. What's the magic? And my friends, that's the correct number. Okay. Now why I didn't get the shape, I don't know. So what it boils down to is ChatGPT was right all along, and I was wrong. I'm not afraid to admit that I made a mistake. Okay, next thing is we want to come over here. So remove rows from the, as you may recall from the Cyclistic Bikeshare dataset, there's roughly 100,000 rows that are missing either, are missing the starting station name, okay? Now, just as you know, that when you pull it in, it's an empty field and not an enable. We're going to check for both here, okay? Then we do a second count. Oh, by the way, you can actually run our code in VS Code using Quarto, by the way. And with Quarto, if you're not familiar with it, you can create HTML documents, you can create PowerPoint, you can create PDFs, you can create Word documents, and all kinds of stuff. So it's a really powerful tool because it runs on both an R and Python. And you can actually run our code in here if you want to, but you wouldn't want to. But you can't mix and match apparently. So let's run this up here now. So you can see it's activated the environment. So tell me, friend, tell me, TA, where are you located? You're in Spain. I love Spain. I went and did 2/3 of the Camino de Santiago in Spain. I will say that Pamplona is my favorite city I've visited in Spain so far. Of course, it helps that there's a university and lots of hospitals with female nurses and students running around also. Uh-oh. Oh, so have you finished the did you finish the capstone project then? You're off. Are you up late or are you up early? What is it, like 6:52 in in Madrid right now. So are you up late, or are you up early? ChatGPT is your best friend, and I'll say if you can afford the euros a month, was it 20 bucks? I think US, what is euros? To get ChatGPT Plus, it's really worth it. The data analyst tool mode is fantastic. That's what I'm using right now. Of course, be sure to click that thumbs up button for me if you would, and also click the bell icon to be notified whenever I go live. My plan is to do maybe 3 of these live streams, Midnight Madness live streams a week. So if you click that bell icon to be notified whenever I post something. Questions, comments in the comments section below are always welcome. Suggestions for future content. Oh, what happened here? What? Oh, you know what the trouble is? Let's do this. Use the data science. Use the well. This is using a data analyst function. And you ask a specific question. How do I combine? How do I? I said what I say. Started up here, and I said, give me 3 examples of how to use Python pandas to combine a directory containing CSV files into a single database. And all 3 of these work. I just didn't realize at the time. I was doing a size rather than a shape. So I thought, what? The numbers are like 74 minutes. 74. What's it doing here? Well, the fact is, ChatGPT was right and I was wrong. Okay, and those are the kind of questions you can ask it. You can upload, say, data to it also, and it'll do analysis for you right in the screen, including visualizations. Okay, see. I was getting this crazy number. That's called size. Gives like the total number of characters or the total number of words or something like that in the file. So I had it completely wrong. We don't really need that. I just don't feel like taking it out. So here's our code to combine the things, and we're going to do a count, a shape, rows and columns, and we're going to do a second count. Again, this here is trying to remove the rows, because if you look at the data, there's about 100,000 rows that are missing starting and station names. And they're empty text columns and not NAs, but I'm checking for NAs both. So let's just see what happens here now. If you're interested in Python, I would say definitely, I would say either Anaconda or Mini Anaconda is really what you're looking for. Mini Anaconda just doesn't install a lot of the packages by default, but the package manager is actually quite nice. And I also want to restrict the final count to be in just same day rides, which means start and end date is the same, okay? Even so, if you look at like the min and max, if you calculate ride duration, you got some rides that have negative numbers, and you have some rides that are like a year's worth of minutes or something like that. So we've been at this for an hour. Again, what we have left to do as far as data cleaning, we have to make sure to start it and end it our date time formats. Then do another query where we check, make sure that the start and end date is the same. And after that, then we can go on to do things like calculate trip duration. I also want to use ChatGPT to write the code to create a calendar table with things like year and quarter and month and stuff like that on a week, day of the week and stuff like that. That'd be very easy to do inside of R because you have the Lubridate package for that type of stuff. But we'll see what happens. So next question: Is there a date? And you can ask the stuff like, is there? Don't know what that means. Yeah, I was trying to do things the Unix way, using like the grep and concatenate some files, and I wound up with 10 extra rows, no, 11 rows, no, 10 rows, extra rows, and I don't know why. I have to look at that sometime tomorrow afternoon probably. Yeah, make sure you select the data analyst option when you log in at ChatGPT 4. So, are you still at the university then? Or do you have like a bachelor's degree already? Oh, what are you saying? Do you see the problem? Did I forget to change one of the columns here? Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's just try one more thing. Let's comment this out because I'm not quite sure. It could have been I forgot to change. Oh, see what the trouble is? I forgot. I didn't change these down here. Ah, so there was no. So just for you, my friend, I'll run this one more time from the top. Okay. Okay. So what is your BA in? So let's try this one more time from the top. Yeah, I'm strictly an amateur. I have no college degree. I'm retired. Uh, I do data analytics for fun, and to help people like you out, of course. Also, I'll mention about my setup here. I'm running Windows 11 on the desktop, but what you see here, this what you see in science and education. Okay, we plan on becoming a teacher or something like that? So I'm running the laptop is running Windows 11 Home, a licensed version. But then what you actually see here, my Python development is actually running inside of Oracle Virtual Machine, running Windows 11, an unlicensed version. So it's a little slower, but it's quite all right. I'm doing this to try to keep my system nice and clean. Oh, I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah. You know, what you see here, here's my actual desktop. Windows 11 License Edition. And there's Oracle Virtual Machine, and there's the actual the Python running inside of a virtual machine using mini Anaconda. Yeah, I'll give you a heads up. I'm going to call tonight after this runs the first time. If it doesn't run the first time or second time, I'm still going to, because it's like 1 a.m. So you're 5 hours ahead of me, but at my age, I need to go to bed a little earlier. So. I may actually make a sort of an intro time table of contents video for this, because I don't want you to have to suffer through all my mistakes for the first 30 minutes or so. So that's interesting. I'll make a little introduction video, and then I'll tack it onto the front somehow. I'm not quite sure how, but I probably can't. But anyway, so if we go back and see the beginning, you can skip down to like 30 minutes or something like that, and unless you want to see what I try to do with the Unix system. VS Code. Well, mine works fine. I mean, I've installed. I use it only for Python, and I got the Python extension. I got the Quarto extension installed. I got Quarto ordered on the machine. I got mini Anaconda. So what I do is, I use Anaconda. I go to a I open up the Anaconda terminal. I activate my environment. Then I CD into the environment. Then I just type period. It opens up in that directory. And it seems to work fine. It seems to always recognize the environment for me. Yeah, make sure all your paths for both Anaconda, the bin directory, and is set in your environment variable. Okay, make sure all those are in your environment variable. Make sure you have Git installed. You probably want to do some version management. That's really about all I did, I think. Yeah, because if you type in like conda activate and it doesn't work, or you get a command saying it's not there, that's an environment path variable. Where you get to that variable there is, come up here to your search, start typing environment. Edit environment system variables. Edit environment variables. Then you want to add stuff onto your path. So you can see I got many kind of scripts there. SQL Server. What else? Up here someplace. Let's see. Program Git command, Anaconda. You don't actually need this anymore. And that's pretty much it. I put everything in the global environment. So it ran this time. Let's take a look and let's look at our numbers. So we start out with 5.7 million rows. We wind up at 3.1 million rows. So let's just do a quick calc here. And we'll eliminate more when we cut it down to the same day rides. Now remember, it is your project, so you can do whatever you want to with the data. If you want to go in and create another so let's see how many rows we lost. Oh, so we eliminated 311,000 rows so far, okay? And with that, my dear friend, I'm going to call it a night. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and the kind words. If you find this helpful, you know there are people struggling, by all means, point them towards my channel, okay? Of course, again, like button, click the bell icon, be notified whenever I go live or upload new videos, okay? Have a nice day, friend.